As I did some of my research, and I found this article from the Alabama Public Radio. It says, for others in Alabama, their trafficker was a member of their family. You might have a mom who the only way she can keep her house or her whatever she's at would let her landlord have sexual access to her kid. And as I did more research, I was able to make the connection in, poverty and just circumstances and how people do desperate things. And a lot of times we call it, sexual abuse. And it is, but we don't think about the human trafficking aspect of it. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, I was 16 years old, and my mother sold me to a 37-year-old drug dealer. And she sold me for $500 a week, and he beat and raped me for 2 years. My first son is from that. For 2 years, I was sold to him, but not only me, other young ladies around me. I don't talk much about their story in my book. I just talk about my story. But it was a young lady that was 11 years old that got pregnant and had a child. And today he's 28 or 29 years old, about a 27, 30-year-old man at that time. And it was all in that same circle. So people looked at it back then like it's something happened overseas in another country. But it happens right here in our state, right in our backyard. My family members knew that I was with a 37-year-old man that I shouldn't have been with, but no one opened their mouth because he also supplied their parties, or if I had an uncle that was on drugs, he supplied his addiction. So everybody kept their mouths closed. No one protected me. And now what I wanted to say today is that I want everybody to start looking back in your family, friends, when you see not only just young women, but young men with old women. That's a problem as well.
Thank you for sharing that part of your story. So, I want you to talk just a little bit more about the circumstances of just this man coming to your mom's house and just pretty much saying, I'm going to get your daughter.
Well, at first it started off, I was at my grandmother's house. I'm not going to tell too much of this book. When I was at her house, and I was 16 years old, I was the oldest, and we had about 11, 12 other young children there, and I was taking care of them. And my cousin asked me did I wanted a Coke. I told him yes. So he was riding with this man, and he said, we'll be back, but when we come back, you got to come out the gate and get the soda. So when they came back, they didn't come back the way they went out. They came back around, so the passenger seat would be on my side again. I didn't know I was 16, so I didn't know to look for that, and I didn't know he would do that to me. So when I went out to get the soda, he got out the car and he said, the soda's in the car. So I bent over to get the soda and he pushed me in the car and closed the door. And the gentleman had a 38 on his lap. So we drove to the hotel. He already had it paid for. And it's a local hotel here in Montgomery, Alabama. And after he raped me that night, he dropped me off at the back of the neighborhood. I had to walk through. And because I was a virgin, I had been bleeding. So my clothes, I had some blue pants on, I'll never forget, and a pink pretty shirt on. So I had stains in my blue pants. And I had to walk from the back to the front through the street. And my mother came to get me, and that day she beat me because they told her I left with the man without their permission. She didn't tell her that she left me there with the children to take care of her. Well, when we went home, I used to go to my grandma's house every weekend. from that day to this one, I've never been back to stay the night with her. She's dead now, but he came to the house 2 weeks later because he would call and call to talk to me. I would answer the phone, so he would get the grandmother to ask for me. And when I get on the phone, she would tell me he wanted to talk to me, and I hang up the phone. 2 weeks later, he came into my house. My mother was at the store working. She worked at a gas station. We stayed in the country. So she worked at the gas station from the house. And he knew that. And when I walked to the door, my heart dropped because I saw him through, we had this glass door, and I saw him. And he told me, come open this door. I just go up there and kill your mother. I opened the door. He told me to call my mother and tell her to come home. He wanted to talk with her. I did that. We sat on the sofa. He told her he wanted to date me. She looked at me and asked me, you want to date him? I didn't answer her. He grabbed my leg and squeezed it. She said, my nickname is Boo. Boo, you want to date him? I said, yes, ma'am. And that was the story. The next day, my mother had a house full of furniture. Now, her intentions was not to sell me. But after the next day, the money came, the house was full of furniture, everything was new. From the front to the back, everything. And from that day, he paid her every week. You have to know my mother. She was a strong woman. She loved her children, but she was weak for money. And the money, that dollar bill. So,
Thank you. So, Angela, I want to turn to you.